Hey guys, welcome to Garage Talk with Steve. That's me. I want to start off this week by talking about this past Decide Your Ride tournament. I really would like your feedback on a few things about the tournament. It was long, and I think it was probably too long. I don't think, well, there may be special occasions, but I'm not a big fan of using all three tracks in one race. It's a lot of work on my end, and I think it just adds a little monotony to the videos. There's a lot of, each section we just see the cars racing over and over and over again. And there's action, there's close finishes, there's wrecks, whatever. But, it can get tiring after a while, watching all the cars on the drag strip. And then you're like, okay, that was a good show. But then, oh no, we got the oval course and we have to watch all the cars on the oval course. And so I don't think I'll be following that format very often. Maybe on special occasions I'll do something with it, but I did think it was a little long, so I will address that in the future. There was one, oh man, I really wish I could have done that over, but the Power Rocket and Salt Shaker matched up in the first round on the drag strip, and the difference in average was only 2/1000ths of a second. And Salt Shaker obviously went on to win. But if Power Rocket had met up with Salt Shaker in the finals, I just wonder if it would have been a different outcome because that car was really fast. They were both really fast. And I was surprised that with that speed that the Salt Shaker was able to maintain control on the curves. And if you look at the car, it's a very long car. It's longer than your average Hot Wheels, and it's also very low to the ground. So I think that had a lot to help with that car staying on track. Although honestly, there weren't many flubs on the racetrack. There weren't many cars going off rail, flying off on a curve. There were a couple, and you expect that. I think it was Hodorodo just really had trouble maintaining curves on. I think it was mountainside. I don't remember, but I just remember one of the cars. I thought it was Hodorodo, maybe another one, but one of the cars really struggled with the curves. But all the others did seem to do well. That being said, there weren't a lot of wrecks or mishaps, but there was a lot of good competition. And I'm curious what your thoughts are on that as far as the tournament goes. Do you want to see more wrecks involved, or do you like the close competition? Personally, I like the close competition with a couple of wrecks involved, and you're going to get that just by chance. So it's not like I'm trying to, force cars to wreck or anything like that. I'm just curious what your thoughts are on that. Last week on Patreon, I did put up a stunt video, which I absolutely loved filming. It was it Hollowback? I don't remember which car it was. It might have been Hollowback. It might have been another car. Was jumping 10 18-wheelers. And in the very last one, when I stopped recording, because I recorded for a long time trying to get a good finale, and finally the whatever the car was nailed the landing perfectly, and it was such a great shot. I shot it from behind so you could see the cars going away from you, and I shot it from the finish line so you could see the car coming at you, and then of course from the sides. So that went up last week. This week, what do I? My first behind the scenes video will go up later this week on Patreon. I'm actually a little nervous about that, only because I've never done that before. So I'm not sure how that video is going to turn out. I do have a gimbal that I'll be using for that, but I've never used the gimbal before, so there'll be some trial and error in that for sure. And then next week on Patreon, I'll be posting a mini race. I haven't decided what that's going to look like yet. I went out and I bought a few track sets from Hot Wheels, not for the theme that they come with, but just for the parts and pieces that I can put together and build some pretty interesting and unique tracks. So look forward to that coming down the pike. The next Decide Your Ride tournament, when is it? For early access on Patreon or Discord, it'll be February 27th. That's a Friday. And then it'll get posted on YouTube on March 1st. So 2 days after that, after the early preview. So yeah, 48 hours before it goes up on YouTube if you're a Patreon member to make your picks. And speaking of Patreon, I know I've mentioned this in my videos recently and a post that I made, but if anybody does want to join, you're thinking about it, you're not sure, you're not convinced that it's worth your while or whatever, if you reach out to me at my email address, midnight.raceway.park@gmail.com, before February 15th, I can give you a free month membership on Patreon. And if you don't like it, you just cancel before the 30 days are up, and there's no fee, there's no charge at that point. So with that, I'm going to wrap things up for this week. I hope everybody's doing well. Please take care of yourselves, and I'll be back soon. Bye.